Hello and welcome to episode 120 of Raw and Score Trivia, the only game show you can play while going to the toilet without being arrested. I am the Quizzard and I recently hosted a real live trivia night. Shout out to Latham Primary School Social Club who had me. I'll tell you what, not being able to edit out my mistakes or reread questions 400 times makes me feel way less smooth. Also, follow-up questions when I ask a question? I don't know, I haven't thought that far ahead. It was definitely very fun to see people's annoyed faces when I announced the answers to Thematic 3 or told them all the songs we were going to be identifying were going to be in reverse. Look, for the low price of $40,000, I'll come out and do your trivia too. If you mention this episode, I'll give you a whole 50% off. That's $20,000 worth of savings. You're losing money not taking me up on this. We are scoring out of 35 total points today with 20 single-point questions in the question round, a stupidly hard question worth 5 points, a bonus round worth 5 points, and a game that we play throughout the question round, which is worth 5 points too. This week, the game is Crunching Numbers. In this game, you need to remember and add up all of the numbers that are contained within any of the answers in the question round. So, for example, if the first answer was Nintendo 64 and the next answer was the year 2000, 2000 plus 64 is 2064. That would be the Crunching Numbers answer at the end. Just to be really clear, it's not in any banter or in the questions, it's only in the actual answer that the numbers count. If you can count all the numbers and add them up by the end, you get 5 points. Okay, so remember to add up all the numbers in answers in the question round, which is starting now. Question 1. What is the capital city of Italy? Rome. Question 2. Which country has the most active volcanoes? Indonesia. Question 3. How many elements are there in the periodic table? $118. Question 4. Lasting somewhere between 38 and 45 minutes, the shortest war in history was between England and which other country? Zanzibar. Zanzibar apparently only had a total of 2,800 people in their whole military, so 45 minutes is actually a pretty good run. Question 5. Would a 75-degree angle be acute, obtuse, or reflex? It would be acute, and this is knowledge that pretty much everyone remembers from childhood, but has anyone ever actually needed to use it? I don't know if architects would ever even be like, let's chuck an acute angle in there. They would just say the degrees, right? Question 6. The iconic 90s collectible toy Smelly Bellies generally came in what shaped container? They came in an egg-shaped container. I went to a Smelly Belly birthday party when I was a kid, and it's probably to the day the best party I've ever been to. There was a chocolate volcano, for God's sake. Nothing in adulthood can live up to that. Question 7. Who was the lead star of the movie Top Gun? Tom Cruise. I've actually never seen it, even though I'm reasonably certain I would love it. Question 8. Triskaidekaphobia is the fear of which number? Triskaidekaphobia. I'm not going to spell it for you because we'll be here all day. Triskaidekaphobia is the fear of the number 13. Question 9. How many bridges cross the Amazon River? Zero. It's over 6,000 kilometres long and not a single bridge. Come on, is this fact of the year or what? Question 10. In War of the Worlds, Martians invade the Earth with giant machines known as what? There are actually two acceptable answers here, tripods or fighting machines. The War of the Worlds album is another Quizzed recommendation, by the way, such a ridiculously fun listen. Question 11. Which sporting event is the most attended annual single-day sporting event in the world, usually attracting over 300,000 spectators? So annual single-day sporting event, most attended. That is the Indianapolis 500. Question 12. In which well-known song would you hear the lyrics, "They let you dream just to watch them shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you've got dreams he'll never take away"? What song is that from? That is Workin' 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. Question 13. Which tennis Grand Slam has the highest audience attendance? The Australian Open. Question 14. What is the name of India's Festival of Lights, celebrated in either October or November? Diwali. Question 15. Which pop star was recently married, with the wedding including a budget in the tens of millions just for flowers, colouring the Empire State Building blue for their Something Blue, and car giveaways for guests? Taylor Swift. Wow, how does she still manage to be so down to earth and relatable now that she's a billionaire? Question 16. Dancing Queen was a 1976 hit from which band? That is ABBA. Question 17. Which continent has the vast majority of wild capybaras? South America. I would happily have a capybara as a pet if anyone's looking to get rid of one. Question 18. Sodium chloride is the scientific name for which household ingredient? Salt. This is another one that we inexplicably learn in primary school. Like, we don't know the household name for any other household ingredient. Do you know the chemical structure of flour? No, but for some reason we all learn sodium chloride is salt. Question 19. Riffage, R-I-F-F-A-G-E, could be an acronym for which animal? Giraffe. And question 20. Who plays David Brent in the UK version of The Office? That is Ricky Gervais. All right, that's it for the questions, but did you remember to crunch those numbers? I asked you to track and add up every number in an answer in the question round. Tell me what you think the answer is now. Feel free to pause and do some maths if you want to. So there were 118 elements on the periodic table. Triskablablaphobia is the fear of 13. The Indy 500 was an answer. 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton, and 9 and 5 are both numbers. And I guess 0 bridges as well. 118 plus 13 plus 500 plus 9 plus 5 plus 0 is 645. Give yourself 5 points if you got that one right. Coming up in a moment, we have the unbelievably stupidly hard trivia question and the bonus round of the episode. This week, the bonus round is alphabet aerobics. See you in a moment for that. We're back, and it's time for the question that makes it rain blood around my house for hours after every time I read it. The really hard trivia question. Should just paint my house red. I got a really hard question for you. You get 5 points if you can get this one right. Here it is. Many foods have acids and numbers in their ingredient lists. For example, food acid 232 is sodium orthophenylphenol. Which food acid is food acid 330? Food acid 330. Isn't it a bit weird that we've probably all eaten sodium orthophenylphenol so many times but don't even know what it is? I bet it's delicious though. I guess I don't know what's in a hot dog and I eat that. Actually, I do know. Sodium orthophenylphenol can't be much worse than pig bits. Lock in an answer. Okay, food acid 330 is citric acid. Give yourself 5 points if you work in the Sprite factory. And that means it's time for the bonus round of the episode. This week, it's alphabet aerobics. In this game, I'm going to give you a letter of the alphabet, and then I'm going to give you 10 categories. You've got to name something that fits into that category that starts with the letter of the alphabet that I give you. For example, if the letter was B and I said a type of fruit, you might say banana. You get half a point for everyone you get right, and you only get a very small amount of time to say each one. By the time I start the next category, it is too late for you to answer. Easy way to do it is to just count out of 10 and half your points at the end to add to your score. The letter today is the letter A for apple. Alphabet aerobics starting now. Number 1, a cartoon character. Number 2, a word with 5 or more syllables. Number 3, a celebrity's last name. Number 4, something you would not like to find under your bed. Number 5, something you would like to find under your bed. Number 6, a person you don't like. Number 7, a catchy song. Number 8, a word you would use to describe Will Smith. Number 9, an article of clothing. And number 10, an unusual way you could get to work. Antelope riding? Aircraft carrier? Ass bouncing? I suppose just aeroplane would probably do. Anyway, remember to halve that because they were worth half a point each. Add them to your total score, and that is your score for this episode. Don't forget, find me, send me a message with your name and score, and I'll give you a shout out at the end of a show. This week I've heard from Kuma and Christy, who played 3 episodes. They got an 18, then a 19, then a 20. At this rate, 15 episodes to go, you'll be at a perfect score. Laura and Josh played 2 episodes. They scored a 19 and a 19. At this rate, 1,000 episodes from now, you'll still be on 19. Reigning champs Aaron and Christian scored a 29. That's massive. Rick and Nadia scored an 18. The Fanny Schmellers scored a 19. And the graphics department scored a pretty big 23. Thanks everyone for sending in your scores. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you on Monday with another episode of Raw and Score. Bye-bye.